If you're like me, you might like the isekai genre as a whole. It's always interesting to find a story which takes a character from Earth and then puts them into a fantasy style world in order to see how they cope. Normally this is achieved in two main ways: reincarnation or through summoning. With the release of Mushoku Tensei, also known as jobless reincarnation, many of you may have heard this trend going around about Mushoku Tensei being the grandfather of isekai, or the pioneer of isekai, or the original isekai. I'm not too sure exactly where this rumor originated, but like with most statements like this is simple misinformation. For example, in the rezero community, this is very similar to the saying that Reinhardt could beat the sun in a fight. Normally all it takes is a few popular content creators to parrot it, and then it spreads around as if it's the sort of truth. To make it clear, Mushoku Tensei wasn't the first series to utilize reincarnation as a trope in isekai. According to this Anime News Network article, the author actually was inspired by another series called Healing is the Best, which is another reincarnation story, albeit I personally haven't heard of it. Moving on towards other web novels created around the same time of Mushoku Tensei, and even before Mushoku Tensei was released, we can see on screen a list of such isekais. And for those eagle-eyed viewers, I'm sure many of them actually look very familiar to you, because some of these isekais listed have their own anime, such as Overlord or even rezero. It's also worth to mention that Konosuba came out 1 month after Mushoku Tensei, and Konosuba parodied the whole reincarnation aspect of the isekai genre, which shows that reincarnation was around in the isekai community before Mushoku Tensei. Also, a fun fact for rezero fans: when Mushoku Tensei Chapter 1 came out, rezero was already on Arc 3, so this is way after Subaru and Emilia have had a fight, and Subaru is chilling with Cattleman, and they're talking about the royal candidates. That's where rezero was at in 2012. On the subject of rezero, another big claim is that Mushoku Tensei set the trend of being more realistic when it comes to an isekai story. However, as stated before, rezero itself is a deconstruction of the genre, and it came out half a year before Mushoku Tensei. Likewise, Overlord was another take on the isekai genre from the perspective of the evil side. If we were to be more critical of what initially caused the isekai genre to become more mainstream, then we should talk about the actual pioneer of the isekai genre, which is actually Sword Art Online, which is kind of weird because it's not really a true isekai. Either way, Sword Art Online directly caused series like Mushoku Tensei to increase in popularity. In other words, the only reason why Mushoku Tensei is super popular was due to Sword Art Online's initial isekai boom. Of course, this is not to say that Mushoku Tensei wouldn't have become popular if Sword Art Online didn't exist, but I'm stating that Sword Art Online definitely helped Mushoku Tensei to get to a wider audience. Ironically, going back to the Anime News Network article, it states that Mushoku Tensei popularized the reincarnation trope, and after it released, reincarnation became the norm. However, again, referring back to this spreadsheet of web novels from Japan, you can still see that there's a large mix of summoning isekai and reincarnation isekai, so I'm not really too sure where they got that source from. In short, Mushoku Tensei isn't exactly the grandfather of isekai. That title would most likely be attributed to Sword Art Online. Whether or not Mushoku Tensei really made strides towards isekai tropes can be interpreted up to the viewer. At least that's my take on it. Let me know if you agree or disagree, or if there's something I've actually missed. But thank you for watching.